So we went to Lowe's the other day, and of course I had to go to the garden center, and I found this lovely Gaura. This is called Beliza Dark Pink Gaura. So I have not very good luck with the pink Gaura. My white Gaura, man, it's just gone bananas. But the pink, I don't know. It doesn't do very good. But I've never tried this particular variety. So what I've decided to do is I've got a total of 3 of them. And right here by this sugar tip rose of Sharon that I have tree formed, right here, since it's goes up to, gosh, at least 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, I'm going to plant the Gaura around it. So hopefully it'll be a real pretty, wispy, ethereal, pretty look against that variegated foliage. So I've already dug one hole with my post toe digger, and then I'm going to dig another one here and another one back there, and hopefully it bushes out and kind of just looks like a surrounding beautiful little ring around that sugar tip rose of Sharon. So I've got my kneeling pad, I've got the Biotone starter fertilizer, and then I have a little bit of garden soil that I'm just going to kind of amend this soil that I've got out here. Alright, so I made my hole. It's about the same level, but I'm going to allow for some mulch. So I've got myself probably a good maybe 1.5 inches there where I can build it up a little with some mulch. This right here is on here for the to prevent the rabbits from scarring up my sugar tip rose of Sharon. It's pretty well rooted, so I'm just going to gently tease the roots a little bit, and then it's pretty wet. And then just backfill it a little, and then I'll add some Biotone fertilizer. Probably should go ahead and bring my hose. I like to backfill it about halfway and water it in good, because if you fill it all the way, sometimes your water wants to run off instead of going down deep. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a push just to try to get out any air pockets. Now I'm going to go get my hose and try to water it in good. I might rock it back and forth a little bit just to make sure there's no major air bubbles. And then I'll just take my hand and kind of push some of this dirt. It's heavy clay. So that's the reason I wanted to amend it with a little bit of this. It's called tree and shrub garden soil, but I think you could use just about anything. You may wonder why I'm planting in August on a really hot day. Well, we're supposed to get a cool spell for about a week. The highs are only going to be in like the 80s. So I don't think that's going to be too bad. And these were, well, they just need to be planted, right? All right, I'll water it in again, and then we'll mulch all of them when I get them all planted. All right, now to dig the second hole. I'm just going to break the soil really loose at the very bottom. That way my roots are sitting on a real nice aerated bottom. Now to go get the plant, and we'll plant this one. This time I think, I should have done it last time, I think I'll put a little biotone fertilizer in the very bottom. That way those bottom roots can really be exposed, but I don't want it all to wash. So I want it to be around the sides. That's the reason I like to backfill it about halfway and then add a little more biotone. Again, we're going to kind of tease these roots a little bit. It's not very root bound. And then look to see if there's a pretty side. Not really, it's all about the same. And then we'll backfill it about halfway. Put some more biotone fertilizer. I know I should measure it. That just takes extra time, right? Alrighty. Press it in and then I'll water it. Make like a little bit of a moat so that it will really force that water down there beside the roots. Oh, I think that's going to be so pretty. Maybe not, you know, in a year, because that Rose of Sharon has to grow a little bit, but they grow really fast. So I don't think it'll take too long. Always make sure my hose is not too hot. Get in there and kind of wiggle it around, make sure there's no air pockets, really bad air pockets. A little bit's not too bad, but all right, I don't see any air bubbles, so I'll kind of push the soil around it. Nothing like mud underneath your fingernails. Wonderful. One more to go. A little muddy when you first start after watering, but that only goes so deep. Just kind of spread it out. I've got a dahlia here, kind of in my way, but I don't really think that matters. I mixed a little bit more of the tree and shrub soil that I got at Lowe's in with the native soil to amend it a little bit. It's a Stay Green brand. I don't think it really matters. It's got a lot of little fines in it to allow for some good drainage. Really break that soil loose at the bottom. Sometimes you can get a hard pan of soil and then it just sits. But if you just kind of break it up a little bit, it really helps with drainage. I trimmed this one back a little bit because it tipped over and I'm afraid it broke. So I'm not sure. See how it's leaning? So it may not make it. So just to give it a little extra I guess time for roots and less for foliage, I just kind of pruned off the top blooms. And hopefully it'll make it. It's always something, isn't it? Backfill it about halfway, sprinkle some more biotone. Then I guess I need to water it in good. I might backfill it a little more. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. It's very floppy. I guess it just all depends on how broken it is down there where the roots are. All right, let's water it in. Looks pretty broken. But plants can amaze you. All right, I'm going to finish backfilling it. It's got a lot of air bubbles popping up here. So, kind of shake it up a little. Ooh, my hands are nasty. All right, now I just go mulch. I got it to stand upright. At least for now. All right, now just to spread the mulch. I just get the stuff at Lowe's. I'll spray it one last time just to wet the mulch. And then it'll be done. I have to spray off my rocks because I get mulch on everything. And this way the mulch will be nice and damp. Hopefully it'll retain that moisture to allow these roots to get established. Okay, we're all done. And if you can see here, there is the shadow line from this building. So very soon the Gaura is going to be in the shade, which I think is a good thing. That sun might stress it a little bit right after transplant. And starting tomorrow, it's going to be a cool down for a week. So that's the reason I thought today would be a good day to plant it. But you can just kind of see the Rose of Sharon right there. It's little bitty, but it will grow. In a couple of years, it'll be up here and full, just like the other one in my other garden bed. But you can see there's one, and then there's another one, and then this one here that I planted that hopefully didn't break off way down too far. But I just think Gaura is a beautiful, wispy, ethereal plant. And I love how it just looks like little butterflies on the ends of the stems. And I think it'll be really pretty with the texture and leaf color of the sugar tip Rose of Sharon there. Maybe not this year, but you know, you don't necessarily plant for today. I plant for tomorrow and next year and then the next year. Because you work awful hard to not be able to enjoy it for years to come. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on things. Thanks for watching.